but talking about the kind of customization, the personalization, there's two sides to kind of this analytics piece. So I was trying to sort of figure out where you plug into these businesses, because obviously there's a kind of like marketing front end, customer facing element, and the actuarial data. Is my understanding correct? You're kind of like implementing on, has an impact on both sides, or?
We take a different take on the way insurance companies, you're describing this like an insurance company thinks about it. Sure. I'm a factory. I'm producing policies.
Yeah.
Those are shoe boxes with policies that I need to push out the door. I need to have a distribution that takes this shoe box and get it into the retail store.
Yeah.
Therefore, the business is split between the production floor that produces the shoe boxes and the distribution side that needs to push them out the door.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes sense, because that's the way the world was built 4 years ago. But if you think like an Amazon, and Amazon doesn't think like, here is the warehouse and here is the customer. It's like it's all intertwined. Yeah. If I need to think about the policyholder has certain products, have certain bundles of products, have certain experiences that I want them to experience. And this might have impact on the way I'm marketing. It might have impact on the way I'm pricing. It might have impact on the way I'm servicing. It might have impact on the way I'm doing claims. It's going to have impact all across, basically all across the business. But it's moving to put a policyholder in the center and think about the way the policyholder experiences the policy, and not about how do I make sure that, to some extent, it's changing the dynamics. That is a common truth that insurance policies are sold, not bought.
Yeah.
If you try and think about why do customers buy, and put that in the middle, you can change the dynamic. And then it's not a question of is the data influencing pricing? Of course, it influences pricing, because, and I'll give you a concrete example. Many insurance companies, and all the digital players and all the D2C activity around term insurance, is basically focused on the fact that term produces such a low premium and such a low margin that I must push CAC down way below that threshold.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's focusing on how to, and it's a cutthroat market, how to drive the acquisition cost down. But if 5 years into the policy, I'm able to convert you from a term life policy to a whole life policy, to a savings policy, to an annuity, to a unit-linked policy for the UK audience.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm willing to pay even more on acquisition, because that policy is significantly more, fruitful for me as an insurer, provides completely different coverage for you as a customer.
Mm-hmm.
And if now I'm thinking about you as a customer that have this journey and I'm going to buy a bundle, I'm willing to pay more in the front end. I'm willing to take different risk at the front end, because I know that I'm actually focused not on the first policy you buy, but on the third, fourth, fifth policy you may buy in the future.
Yeah.
And this is the area where we're focusing. So we're not coming to a company and tell them we will optimize their journeys for buying the first policies. There are a lot of good companies doing that. We partner with many of them on the e-app side, on the direct-to-consumer side, on all of this. I'm good friends with all of those companies and partners with most. We're focusing on changing this thinking process to how do you think about a customer as an asset, and think about the lifetime value instead of thinking about how to optimize this one policy that got sold.
Yeah. I was really smiling when you said that, because one, it was quite funny, because I thought, I'm thinking the same way that the insurance company currently or has historically thought about it. And it's funny, because the reason I'm laughing is because I'm really critical. I'm being quite openly critical about, data science came fairly late to the insurance market as opposed to other markets. But as those roles started emerging as like genuine data scientists going into insurance companies, I don't know, probably a decade ago, there was this and there still is this debate about where they fit within the insurance organization. And then quite a lot of companies went, oh, well, it's data, it's in an insurance company, it sits in the actuarial team. And it's changed largely, but I've always just thought, well, data science is at the top, and then you've got all these data sets that plug into it. So it might be marketing, it might be actuarial, because then you've got a holistic view of kind of the data set and the value of that data set, and you can apply it to your business. But I thought it's really funny because I caught myself doing the same sort of thinking, because that's not the relevant thing. The relevant thing is how it all kind of links together, and the customer at the center, and that bought not sold process, and the mindset of that's really, really interesting.